Hi everybody, how are you? I am good. I hope everyone's keeping well. Um, so, this musing has come about because of a conversation I had recently with a friend. I've had several conversations like this, and I've heard several comments and several views and everything, but this particular conversation it's just stuck in my head. And so today I'm just talking about marriage. I know that sometimes people say, "Oh, you've never been married. You're not equipped to talk about marriage." I'm not here to talk about actually being married. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just marriage itself. And if hear me out, and you'll understand what I'm trying to say. So I feel like in our community, it is just assumed that every young woman has a dream, a dream, a goal, an ambition, a focus to be married when they get to a certain age. That's just a general assumption within our community. And it's not wrong to an extent, but the generalization is what I have an issue with. That's a wrong assumption. Not every woman, as they've gotten older, have wanted to be married. Not every woman. Many, most, yes, but not every. And also, I know that a lot of parents, when the females especially get to a certain age, parents are looking at you like, when are you getting married? When are you getting married? Many parents, not all parents, not all parents. I, for one, I am thankful that I didn't have that pressure at all. I cannot remember once it even being suggested or hinted, as in, oh yeah, when are you going to get married? That was not my reality growing up. Also, this dream and drive to be married was never my own ambition. And again, I'm speaking about myself. When I do these musings, that's what they are. It's my own thoughts. So I'm not expecting people to, obviously everybody's reality is different. Everybody's dream ambition is different. I'm talking about my own goal or focus in life was never marriage. I'm not saying that I never wanted to be married. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it was not I was never, how you hear, oh, every young girl dreams of her wedding day. No, I didn't dream of any wedding day. I did not dream of any wedding day. Did I dream of having a child? Yes. Did I want to have a child? I knew that one from the beginning, that I would want to have a child. Yes, that one I had. But was marriage on my to-do list? I just never even gave it any real thought, to be honest. Obviously, there'll be relationships, and you're like, but it was never my, I must marry. And when I have these conversations with people, I always start by reminding them, my parents have been married they just celebrated 57 years of marriage. And I'm telling you, I'm not talking about 57 years of marriage that you see them struggling or they will fight. No. I'm sure they had maybe their little whatever. Me growing up as a child, I never even for one day sensed that they were, that they were having any difficulties. So to me, they have a perfect marriage to me. Obviously every marriage, I'm sure, goes through whatever they go, whatever. But I did not see. I did not see. So for me, it was a perfect marriage, and it still remains a perfect marriage. So it's not coming from, my thought process is not coming from, a bitter place or, someone that did not have good role models about marriage. No, it's just I was just allowed to just have my own goal or path. Path. Let me put it that way. I was allowed to just navigate my path without any pressure from anywhere about marry. Um, so as you guys know, when I do my not even just musings, generally when I have conversations, I don't have a beginning, I don't have an end because I just don't feel I don't feel like I know it all, and I go away and I still like I offload, but yes, I still it's still there sitting somewhere, but I've offloaded what my thoughts. So this conversation I had with this one friend, and that's now brought about this musings this morning is, she is married and happily married, and she keeps telling me how beautiful marriage is, and I agree, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, but uh, where we have our different opinions is where it's put to me that, you know, if you're in a relationship and it's not marriage, then I guess you're not at the best you can be in that relationship. I totally disagree. And again, I'm speaking for myself. I don't know if it's also because I'm a family lawyer and I deal with divorces regularly. And I have seen firsthand how many people who married should not even have been married to begin with. The starting point, though, that's the starting point. And then they remained in the marriage even when they saw that the marriage was breaking down bit by bit and breaking down without any possibility of it being fixed. Because marriage is, yes, there'll be challenges here and there. It's not going to be honey and caramel every day. I get it. But if it's so bad, some of these people, the marriages are so bad, things are happening. Things are happening, and these people stay in that marriage until it's so bad that they cannot even stand the mention of the other spouse's name, and then that's when they divorce. So it just makes me think: must everybody marry? Must everybody marry? Must everybody in a relationship marry? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I know that people say, yes, you get married and obviously there's the security of the marriage, blah, blah, blah. I hear it. But it's that same security that causes these people to end up in court fighting for, give me 50% of the house. No, give me 60%. No. Then court fighting. It's that same assurance that you people say that you get from marriage is the same assurance. It's the same assurance that large people in court. I'm not saying that people that are unmarried don't end up in court. So they end up in court obviously if their assets and things are mixed up. But those are things that people need to really, really think carefully before if they're unmarried. Think carefully about your assets. Who has keep your own, I keep my own. All those sorts of things so that it's not messy. When you guys decide to go your separate ways, you carry your load and you go. He carries his load and he goes. Everybody goes about their business. But the ones that are married, just because you're married and you live in a house, you each have beneficial interest in that house, even if it's Mr. Man or Mrs. B who paid for the house. The other spouse will have a beneficial interest. So there must be bus when you people separate or divorce. So I keep asking myself, so what is the marriage is beautiful. I'm not saying it's not. So, and I need to keep reiterating this. That's not what I'm saying. It's beautiful, but I'm saying that we need to also start to, I guess, understand that not everybody desires to be married. Not everybody desires to be married. If you're in a relationship, especially out here, I can't talk about Nigeria because Nigeria, I don't know. The thought process is a little bit different. But if you're here, you're in a relationship with somebody, it's going well. You guys may be living together, you guys may be living separately, whatever works for you guys. You guys may have your respective children. Your children like each other, you people like each other, everything is going well. What must you marry? Why must you marry? If you don't necessarily want to, why is it until you're married? Why is it until you're married that your relationship will be recognized as a valid one or a healthy one? Why? This is the crux of this my this my musings, and I'm thinking as I'm speaking, so I'm speaking my thoughts. I'm just wondering why. Why is it? And then you hear the ones that tell you, okay, a union before the eyes of God or before. Okay, but many people in that union that have gone through that union before the eyes of God, many of them are not honoring. Many of them are not honoring their vows. Yeah, many of them are not honoring their vows, and I'm not just talking about men. I'm talking about women, because women are moving mad these days. Many of them are not honoring their vows, right? So many of them are cheating. They're not honoring their vows. So what exactly are you telling me? How is them being married different from, or how is them being married and cheating more secure than someone that's unmarried but in a relationship and they're not cheating and everybody's behaving themselves? How? That's what I'm not. I just cannot get. Okay, apart from even cheating, a lot of them are married, but they're just not doing what they're supposed to be doing for their families. So my whole point is, being married in speech marks does not in any way, to me, at this age at this ripe age of 50 plus, does not in any way mean to me that what you have is more secure than somebody that is unmarried but in also a stable relationship. It doesn't. It really doesn't. If you're married and everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, all of that stuff, maybe I can begin to buy it. But even still, I would still argue that because you're married does not necessarily rank you relationship wise higher than somebody that is unmarried but in a similar type of relationship. The only difference just being you haven't gone to be recognized before the eyes of God. And okay, what about the people that are not even Christian or Muslim or don't attach themselves to any religion? Because we keep talking about before, because I keep hearing this thing, before the eyes of God. Okay, what about the people that are not, what about atheists? What about people that are not very religious? The people that are spiritual, that are not religious. So what does that mean? What does that actually mean? I'm just like I don't understand. And I'm in no way saying people shouldn't marry. Yes, it's a beautiful thing. It's a decision of marriage. If it's done how it should be done, two people love each other. They want to be recognized before the eyes of God and before the law. Yeah, before the law, not just God. Let me add that, before the eyes of the law, so that they get, obviously matrimonial rights, all those sorts of things. Yes, I'm not saying don't. That, I guess, is the ideal scenario for most people. But my point is that we also need to understand that there are people who don't share that particular school of thought. And therefore, they would argue that being married does not make you superior, make your relationship superior to theirs. So I was just thinking about it today. I'm like, what's this marriage thing of? And it's so funny because once you're in a relationship that, okay, it's a year or, everybody's now asking, okay, when are people getting married? What is the fixation with this marriage situation? What is it? Hmm? I just don't understand. What is the fixation with the whole marriage situation? I understand the benefits, but like I said, those same benefits are the same things that cause people to fight each other and hate each other if the marriage doesn't go well. So it's clearly easier usually to break away or to break away if you guys are not married, because you don't really the issue with the assets. If people are smart from the beginning, it's made very clear how things will go if you guys go your separate ways. So I think it's time we normalize not just assuming every single person walking on the streets, every single African or Nigerian. Let me bring it down to Nigeria because I keep making it very clear I don't speak on other cultures because I don't know enough. If I know enough about, I don't like to talk about things that I don't know enough about. So let me talk about, Nigerian. Not every single Nigerian woman of a certain age or man of a certain age desires to be married. And it doesn't mean that, if you see them in a relationship, it doesn't mean that, the person didn't want to marry them or that they didn't want to marry the person. No, it may just be a choice that they've made or the other person, or they've made together. The world is changing, The world is changing. People are realizing that, there's a gray. There's a gray. It doesn't have to be black or white. The gray is now coming. The hue, the gray hue, is now getting coming up, getting stronger. There's a gray. There is a gray. I get it. I get the benefits. What about I get the benefits of marriage, but a lot of people are doing it for how people see them, as opposed to, is this for me? It's not do or die. Marriage is not do or die. And the ones that are married and celebrate anniversaries, I always wish them well. I pray for them. I send them my love. It's a beautiful thing. But also, there are so many unmarried people in beautiful things too. I think that's what I'm trying to say. People are married in beautiful things too. And there should not be this thing of, you're not married, so we were married. Please, people need to just stop it. Our people need to stop it. Our people need to stop it. Because, and also, people thinking that, okay, I've been married for 20 years. So what? Some people have been married for 20 years. They've only been happy for 3 out of the 20. So what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me? I'm not going by the number of years. If you want to be married for 50, 55 years, if you guys can't stand each other, if you guys cannot stand each other, don't do anything together, are practically just like housemates. What is the point? So what are you, what your point is what to me or to anybody that is unmarried? What is your point? You don't have any point. So if you're in a marriage that is still waxing strong, fine. I always will root for you. I don't want divorces. I deal with divorces in my work life every day. I don't want my friends and family to be divorced. But also you must respect people that are not married and by choice. by choice. That's what I'm even trying to. People that are not married by choice. There are people like that. Don't try to force, your views on that person. Yeah, you can tell them about how beautiful marriage is. Yeah, I get it, but you have to stop. There has to be boundaries. You tell me how beautiful it is, or tell the person, and yeah, they will listen to you, but don't tell me. Let me even speak for myself. Maybe don't come and tell me I must be married. Respect the same way I can tell you things why about my. I don't. Let me know, even because this conversation will go where I don't want it to go. But yeah, just respect people where they are at. Respect people where they are at. If someone is unmarried but in a relationship, they just respect that they have their reasons for choosing to remain in an unmarried relationship. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to always be marriage. And this is what's causing a lot of problems with people, a lot of younger people, or people who are easily pushed because of marry. Some of them will just marry. Just go and marry just to be married. And then they're in it and they cannot even come out. Just because of this societal thing of you must marry and you must remain married. So we just need to be careful. It's one thing, encouraging people, telling them how beautiful it is. And yeah, that's fine. I get it. I do it. My parents, like I said, are going 57 years. So I see it firsthand. I see how beautiful it is. But times have changed. And everybody's different. Just because my parents have been married for 57 years does not mean that it's for me. Or that if I entered, I would last that long. So we all know ourselves. We know what we want. We know what as we get older, especially. When you're younger, maybe you don't even know. But when you get older, you know. So when you see somebody who is much older, they know what they're doing. You don't wish for them better than they wish for themselves. You can't wish for me better than what I wish for myself. So, respect people. And let's normalize not trying to make people feel like, if you're not married, that's it. No, let's stop it. Let's stop it. So this is meant to be like, this wasn't even meant to be long. I was thinking about it. I just started laughing. I thought, let me come and share my thoughts. Let me come and share my thoughts. This Gen Z that we're seeing, these ones are not playing. This is not us older people. Gen Z, they're not playing. If it's not right for them, they're not entering. If they enter and it's not right for them, they're out. In fact, I worry for them because I don't even think they have the patience and tolerance that the older generation before them had. So, but again, that's for them. They'll figure it out. Yeah. So I'm gonna just end this by saying marriage is a beautiful thing. We encourage it. We promote it. It's beautiful. It has its benefits. But that if it's a good marriage, if it's not a good marriage, it's hell for the ones that are in it. I see them. They come to me. So I see them. It's beautiful and I encourage it, promote it. But also, it's not for everybody. Let's just respect people in whatever situation they are in, married or unmarried. And I think that's where I'm going to round this up. Yeah, so I don't have... I think sometimes when you do musings, people maybe think, maybe you had somebody in mind or you're directing what you're saying at a particular person. I am not. But like I said, this one, the reason why I did this was because I just remembered my conversation with my very good friend who's very happily married. And it's not even just one conversation. I've had a few conversations with that one friend about this particular issue. And I will actually let her know that If she doesn't listen to this, I'll draw her attention to it so that she can listen to it. And maybe when she listens to it, maybe she can put an end to constantly bringing up this topic. Um, to all the married people, guys, I wish you well. I wish you love, marital bliss, happiness, all the good things that come with marriage. To the unmarried people who are in relationships, I wish you the very same. And yeah, just do you. That's what I want to say. Do you. Okay. All right, my people. I am ending this by sending you peace and love. Until next time, take care. Let me know your thoughts, actually. This is one that I would like to know what people think. Let me know your thoughts. If you don't want to write it, as some of you don't want to air your dirty linen in public, send me a message. Let me know your thoughts about this. Yeah? Take care.